I was 13 when I got my first drum set back in DR. Before that, I had like this little kit, you know, when I was about like 4 years old. It lasted me like about 6 months, tore it to pieces. And then after that, like until I was 13, I never got back on a drum set until then. But I was lucky enough to encounter a really interesting group of people. They were older guys than me. And a guitar player named Tony Vicioso, he actually got me hooked on all the folk part of, you know, of the Dominican music, you know. And he actually taught me a lot about drums. He's a guitar player, but he taught me a lot about drums, you know, how to incorporate, you know, 4 different drums into the drum set, and you know, and emulate the whole section, you know, of the folk side of music. You know, I've played with a lot of different artists. I played with Ricky Martin for 17 years, you know, and it's cool because these guys that I've been working with, for some reason, they're really socially conscious. I don't know if I'm saying it right, my English isn't too good, but it feels good to work with people who actually worry about other stuff, you know, besides also the music and everything, but you know, that they try to get a message, you know, out there. Well, I've been playing with Juanes. I've been playing for now since 2004, the end of 2004, and it is a really funny story. My phone rings and this guy starts talking to me. Hey, so my name is Juan, and you know, I've been looking for you like all over the place. I had to call this guy to get some other guy's number who had some other guy's number who had your number. And suddenly, you know, like, so, you know, I'm like, okay, but I didn't know who it was. And he's talking to me and like, yeah, well, I'm in Spain and I'm doing some promo, and I'm thinking, you know, like, well, this guy must be important. He's doing some promo in Spain. And like, well, you know, I really want to meet you because I've heard you're playing on a lot of recordings and stuff. But, you know, but for me, you know, the playing isn't an issue here because I know you play well. To me, the thing is that, you know, you have to have certain people skills. So I need to meet you because, you know, I would like to, you know, to see if you play with me. And you know, it was really funny. Like a week after, he flew me to Miami, and we went out for sushi, and I hanged out with the band, and we talked like for a couple of hours. And I played bass with them that day instead of drums. I played bass, and he was like, "Oh, you play bass?" And I'm like, "Oh, I like playing bass." And that was my audition. He was like, "Hey guys, we got a drummer." Really weird story.
So you got you auditioned for a drum gig by playing the bass?
Yeah, I auditioned for the drum gig by playing bass. That was really weird.
That's awesome.
Playing with Mapex. I started playing with Mapex when I was living in Mexico City. I lived in Mexico City for 16 years. I had been endorsed by a different company, you know, for a couple of years before that, and but when I moved to Mexico, that endorsement kind of like fell out because they didn't have a distributor over there and stuff like that. I get called by the Musicians Union to do a joint drum clinic, and the company that was organizing the whole thing was Mapex. So I played, and then I did, you know, I did a little trade-off with Billy, and it was, you know, it was a really interesting show. We had 3,000 people at the show. Hey, when I played on the drum set, I was like, wow, I mean, this is like nice, consistent, sounds great, but it still is me, you know what I mean? When I play, it reacts to the way I play. To me, I was like, wow, this is great. I mean, it still sounded great on both ends, but it sounded different. And that was like, to me, it was a click. I was like, wow, this is what I need.